So we're standing here on the ice, the synthetic ice at Andrews Hockey School, and I got Josh Andrews with me and Brad MacKenzie. And Josh is the vice president of everything here, right? And Brad is the executive director, right, of everything. And so, and everything is a long thing. What would be the total number of kind of participants or clients that you would have through in the course of a year, Josh?
In the course of the year, we would have about, I'd say, ballpark 2,300 kids in the summertime, and then there would be about 100 teams, ballpark. It would be over 100 teams that would participate from off island in our 5 major tournaments that we hold. And so there, on the run of the year, there'd be about 4,000 people, 4,000 families that would participate here from off island, and they stay between 3 and 8 nights in PEI. So.
And that means a lot in terms of then, of course, the direct business that you're doing and the spin-off. By the time out of that, call it 4,000, what percentage would you say comes from out of the province?
It'd be about 80%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good. And what's the furthest away you'd have them come from, Brad?
Oh, well, I'd say we have them come from all over. Even looking at this week, we have kids from China, Switzerland, Scotland.
10 different countries.
10 different countries represented this week.
Foreign countries, so I think there's U.S., 8 different U.S. states. I think there's 7 provinces and one territory this week, and then 9 other countries.
That's terrific, and then the way you've been building up that business, this goes back. How long since your dad started this job?
This would be the 37th year. 37th year. So it's older than me.
That's great. Well, I was figuring that was the case. But this has been a great thing in terms of growing the business, and your main offering then is in the summer when people come and students are not in school, so they've got a week or whatever to come and be here. But you're really putting your programs and putting PEI on the map kind of all over. Now tell me, what do you do to kind of advertise that, or is it all word of mouth?
Well, word of mouth is a big part of it, but I think something we started to do even more in the past few years is to do these little, we call them satellite camps. We'll go to areas and run a week-long camp or a weekend camp with hopes to bring them back to the island. So, for instance, a couple of years ago we went to Labrador and Iqaluit and some of these northern spots here in Canada, and now we see the effects of that with all, I think we had 20-some families from those areas come here last summer.
That's great. So you guys are both, well, in your case it's a second generation, but it's a continuity, and so you call yourself an entrepreneur, and like you started pretty young, did you, Josh?
Yeah, well, I was kind of born right into it, and just became into one of my developed into one of my passions for sure. I mean, educating young people and hockey and well, sports in general is definitely one of my main passions as far as my work life and all that. And it's a lot of fun to get to work with kids and help them develop to their best potential. And yeah.
So that's where the drive comes from. I told your dad I was going to ask you where the entrepreneurship came from, and he said your mother.
Yeah, well, you know what? I don't know if I totally agree with him. Yeah, I definitely have learned a lot from Dad. I mean, he's been he's obviously built a great foundation here, and more or less we're just trying to make sure we continue the growth and continue developing it and hopefully the team here can fill his boots here one of these days.
That's great. And Brad, where would you, in your case, you're full force running a business here. Where did your background for that come from?
Well, I think similar to Josh, it starts with the passion just for hockey, coaching, working with kids, and then all of a sudden you're in this environment and you realize that the entrepreneurship side of it or the business side of it is what allows you to do those things that you're really passionate about. And so for me, it's watching Josh in action and watching Alan in action and having those couple guys as mentors really allowed me to grow that side, I guess, of my personal life as well.
And seeing the results with the kids is
that's the biggest thing for sure. That's what makes it all worthwhile. When you get the letters and the little pictures on the wall that you'll see all along here, you can take a little shot of that afterwards. But those are all whether they end up as a doctor or or a hockey player or a business person or a politician. There's I'm sure there's some of them around here as well.
We've got some behind us here who didn't do too badly in hockey, who kept through this program at an earlier stage. Sid Crosby, Brad Richards, and others. So that helps to build the case too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's we don't have any major big names like that. Typically coaching as instructing, but that's it's never been built on big names. It's always been built on the program and a lot of our staff development program and the youth. I mean, our staff would be average age 15 years old, and running an operation like this is pretty impressive in its own. Just to be able to have young kids doing that and seeing how much they can actually do themselves.
So Brad, and you tell us then about this program you have here this week with scouts and so on, and the scale on which you're running that. So.
Yeah, so this is actually the 20th anniversary for it. It's the Atlantic Hockey Showcase, and we try to invite the best players from across not only Atlantic Canada but beyond, and a lot of that, as you said, comes from word of mouth, where we get certain players from different areas where they want the experience of coming to PEI. It's nice in the end of June, and so we also invite basically all levels of hockey and educational institutes. So we have U.S. and Canadian prep schools, Canadian U.S. colleges, junior teams and programs, and that really just allows the players to play in front of players that are scouts from all areas. So it doesn't matter what path they want to take, we have them here.
And the total number of scouts involved would be?
We have 40 different programs here this week.
Right, great.
And most programs will bring 2 or 3 participants.
And the next time they hear about Prince Edward Island, they're going to know where it is.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, thanks for what you're doing, guys. The programs here and what you're doing, what Andrews Hockey School is doing to put Prince Edward Island on the map.
Well, thanks very much.
That's great, Josh. That's good. Thank you
Thank you very much.
That's